Godzilla962 here, and today let's look at some films. Movies that you have seen and may even love, but in a way you've never seen before, and honestly probably the weirdest way for many of you. In 2004, the PSP was released in Japan, and released later in the world in 2005. I have the PSP 3000, a version of the PSP that was released in 2008. This was Sony's first attempt into the on-the-go gaming market and was a massive success. And with that success came a lot of games and releases, but the two we'll be looking at today are some Godzilla movies, Godzilla and Godzilla Final Wars. In 2005, both films were released for the PSP as part of the UMD video format, which is a video format for the PSP to support TV shows and movies. There have been many releases for the UMD video format, but these are the only releases that Godzilla got. These were released around the same time the DVDs were and go along with them nicely. When it comes to the boxes, they are identical to the DVDs, except for a few minor things. Firstly, Godzilla Final Wars. Other than the image being smaller because of the PSP case, now it has a border on the top saying how it's for the PSP, and the bottom right corner does not have a DVD logo. Now for the back, there are a lot more differences. Other than the photo being smaller, everything is cropped inward so that it all fits. The PSP has a header that states how this release has the full movie, widescreen presentation, and DVD picture quality. Nowadays, this is nothing to be surprised by, it's expected. But back in the day, to watch movies on the go like this and to have all these features was mind-blowing, and it wasn't done like this before. On the bottom of both cases, the copyright has been altered. For the DVD, all the text is the same color as the photo, and copyright logos for all the kaiju. This creates a nice synergy between the two and makes it one big nice image. But for the PSP, this was completely done with and replaced with the gray box with copyright. Getting rid of the synergy the DVD created made a more professional feel, and without it, it kind of feels wrong. Now Godzilla. This case has all the same differences except for two things. On the front, the top of the banner is replaced with the PSP banner. And the back of the case, look, there's a lot here, so let's just save some time and let's just agree that's entirely different and move on. Now both of these cases have something in common that I didn't bring up, but it will be important later. Both releases don't have special features, and trust me, this is a big issue that I'll talk about more. When you hover over the film, you get a nice teaser for what you're about to get yourself into. This is something I absolutely love that the PSP and PS3 had, and I wish modern PlayStation should return to how it was represented here. For Godzilla Final Wars, we got three options: play movie, audio setup, and subtitles. For audio setup, you can choose between Japanese and English, but for subtitles, you have English, French, and subtitles off. The visual representation is relatively nice. We have clips from the film playing in the background while the theme song when the film plays. As discussed earlier, on the back of the case, the pixel quality is the same as the DVD, and it's relatively nice. Now, when compared to the DVD, there's going to be some major differences. Now, the DVD fails in comparison when it comes to presentation, because as you can tell in the menu, it's just simply a still image, and it's like that for all the other menus. Meanwhile, the PSP had footage of the film. But it makes up for it with everything included. You get the same language and subtitles options, and of course the movie. But you also get what the PSP never had, unfortunately: scene selection. Being able to just pick from the movie from any point is great, and I see no reason why the PSP couldn't do this. Now yes, both of these were made for select markets, and obviously the DVD is going to be better any day of the week. But the fact is, the PSP lacks features like scene selection, which is a massive blow. Not to mention how the DVD has previews and special features, though we'll get into that more later. So yeah, no surprise the DVD is better. But let's look at Godzilla and compare those two. Like Godzilla Final Wars before it, Godzilla has everything that version of the film had. Same type of menu, same options, and all around the same representation. The only differences are the options for subtitles and audio setup. For audio setup, we have English again, but now French is included, completely getting rid of Japanese. Meanwhile, for subtitles, we have way more options. We got English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, Korean, and Thai. And again, the DVD absolutely destroys the PSP. Just look at all these special features. But I don't want to put down the PSP due to this. At the time, watching movies on the go was a new concept, and to have these two films available for so many on a new system that did relatively well is great. But unfortunately, these were the only Godzilla releases on the PSP. I don't know if it's because these may have sold bad or not, or maybe because Sony focused more on the DVDs, but for fans of Godzilla at the time, who wanted to watch their favorite kaiju on the go, had slim options. This is a real shame because I believe that if given more advertisements for these releases, we could have gotten the other Sony releases on the PSP. With all that being said, I have something special that DVDs don't have, or at least I don't own for them. You see, when making products, the company will make a test mold of a product before making the final product. And I have a test mold for Godzilla. An interesting fact is on the test mold it says Case 1. Maybe this means Case 2 is the final product, or it's Godzilla Final Wars. Now when it comes to what is different, the audio setup. This includes only English, completely missing French. Now for subtitles, we have English, Dutch, Czech, Danish, Finnish, Greek, Hebrew, Hindu, Hungarian, Norwegian, Polish, Russian, and Swedish. Now I brought up a few times how these releases on the PSP don't have special features, and this is a major gripe I have with these releases. You see, both of the DVD copies of these releases have special features. Godzilla Final Wars has a behind the scenes reel, meanwhile Godzilla has plenty to go through. Some may say that the PSP couldn't handle special features, and could only handle what was included, and to that, I say you're wrong. You see, of all releases that I own, Robots of all films has a lot of special features. Yeah, you heard me right, Robots. This release contains 5 things for the special features, while Godzilla has nothing. The Godzilla Final Wars DVD has 1 special feature, yet they couldn't add that into the release. I know it's not a massive deal, but I find it really annoying that this happened. Something like special features can go a long way, and easily have a lot more people want to buy something just to look at this. A big fascination with early Godzilla, and even late Godzilla, is that it used Suit Mason. So imagine on the go while you're watching the movie, if you finished it, you can go and hop to the special features and watch how the movie was made. Same goes for the other film, because the DVD had a ton of special features, but the PSP had nothing. So something like this, I'd say is a massive blow. Yes, it's not a deal breaker, but easily is a big, huge misstep. After these 2 releases, no new Godzilla content was released for the PSP. Pipeworks was working on bringing Godzilla Unleashed to the PSP, but it never happened. Though that's not to say you couldn't have some kaiju fun on the PSP, seeing as you got the video game in the 2005 film King Kong. With the PSP being discontinued for a long while now, there was no chance of getting any new kaiju releases. But thanks to the modding community, it's still alive. With the PSP being such an easy device to hack and make custom stuff for, you can easily port any Godzilla film to this thing, though a lot of the charm is lost when it's not official. Although the PSP is now long forgotten by many, I love this thing and still adore it. At the time of release, watching these films on the go was a new experience, and I'm sure it led to some younger kids becoming fans of the series. I hope that you all enjoy this video, and a new charm and appreciation could be spread around for these releases, and led to people looking into making some new kaiju content for the PSP. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Ghost 1962, signing off.